Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Rusty Explain. This is episode number 4 of the series, and if you are new on the series, please subscribe, turn on the bell icon, and there are many kind of different uh, series already going on the channel, and we are going to upload at least 3 videos of every fucking single series which is already continuing on the channel. So you should be active on the channel and at least turn on the bell icon for getting notification of that thing. And without any more delay, we should begin. What if Ash become an evil champion? Well, he got betrayed by many of his companions and he got his back turned off by the Pokemon League. So he also got a bounty on his head, and many of his companions who are actually in his side or which are neutral are trying to get communicated with him. So many things got mixed up, and this series got better and better. So if you're new on the series, check out it from the first episode, and without any more delay, let's begin.
After the aborted match in Winden, Lance tried to find Leon in the hopes of convincing him to help in the investigation. Unfortunately for him, it appeared that Leon had already left the stadium to help the authorities bring Ash to justice. If there was one person who was more clueless than Ash, it would most definitely be Leon. The guy can't even follow a straight line if it poked him in the nose. So, with that being said, Lance decided to go about his investigation with his G-men. Elsewhere, one of the newer champions received word of the events that transpired in Winden. The new Unova champion was honing her and her Pokemon skills on one of Unova's hard-to-traverse mountains. About 2 years ago, she was training to be a Dragon Master, but a chance encounter with an idiot and his Pikachu led to a series of events where she took down Alder, the previous champion. On that day, she dedicated herself to training herself and her Pokemon to be the best that they could possibly be. She was in the middle of a training session with her Axew and Dragonite when her X-Transceiver rung up, with a surprising bulletin. Wanted, dead or alive, Ash Ketchum. Last seen. Winden, Galar. Cash reward. $10 million. For the mass amount of human casualties caused by a lust for power. Method. Awakening legendary Pokemon and attempting to harness their power. Immediately contact the international police if found. What? Iris wondered. How in the world did Ash of all people attempt to harness the power of legendary Pokemon to become a Pokemon Master? I am calling Bouffalant on this. Iris sighed. Having traveled with him, he may act like a little kid, but he is never in it for the power, Iris said before continuing. He was in it for accomplishing his dream, right Axew? Axew. Let's go find him, before he gets killed. Iris quickly boarded Dragonite and was off trying to find Ash and his Pikachu before anyone else does. Floating before her very eyes, was a Pokemon she thought was lost a long time ago. The flying egg Pokemon floated towards her as Misty ran towards the floating egg creature. They embraced, before Togetic gave out a concerning wail. Togi Togi. Togetic said. What is it, Togetic? Misty said in a motherly tone. Togetic proceeded to play a game of charades with Misty, as Togetic tried to tell Misty of what happened in the Togepi Paradise. From what Misty was able to get out of the conversation was that Togepi Paradise was more or less a giant inferno right now. In addition, most of the inhabitants were kidnapped by an unknown strike force. A little blue ball poked his head out from behind Misty's leg. Togetic looked at the ball, before Misty realized that Togetic had not encountered him yet. This is Azurill. Togetic. All of a sudden Togetic had the sudden urge to protect this cute little Azurill like it was its little brother. We probably need to head out before I attract any more attention. Misty was about to run off when Togetic offered to fly the pair to their destination. Misty, accepting the offer, boarded on Togetic with the baby Azurill in between her and Togetic, as they flew off towards Pallet Town. While in flight, several trainers were able to identify her, and try to turn her in for a cash reward. Go Pidgeot. A random trainer with a blue hoodie said while riding it. Go Pelly. Another random trainer with a pink bow said. Beedrill. Go for the head. yelled another, that appeared to have a keystone in his glove. When they said dead, or alive they weren't kidding. Misty joked. All right Togetic, metronome. The Togetic waved her stubs around, as the hoodie and gloved trainer moved to the side. All of a sudden the mother of all thunderbolts came raining down from the sky, and struck down the bowed trainer and her Pelipper in an instant. And I would tell y'all the details, but I can't have any gory violence if I want to keep the T rating, but needless to say you're welcome to flood F in the reviews for the Pelipper. The two non-crispy trainers decided to go all out, with a coordinated attack of air slash. As the air slash flew towards Togetic, Misty commanded Togetic to counter with Safeguard. Remains of the air slash just bumped off the blue air shield, and the remains of the remains scattered, but not before hitting the Pidgeot and causing the reenactment of a certain real-life blimp crash. And this story is T for a reason, and also F for Pidgeot. Scared, the gloved trainer decided to play his trump card. Alright, Beedrill, Mega Evolve. The Beedrill was glowing and a familiar helix-shaped aura popped out. Come on Togetic, we are over Route 1, we can do this, Misty claimed. However, the response she got was something that she never would have expected. The sudden feeling of knowing a Pokémon's response was different. She was in sync with her Togetic, much like Ash and Pikachu were. Togetic could sense the reasoning behind Misty's statement suddenly. Misty did not want to be taken out by a filthy bug-type Pokémon. Beedrill, use your Twineedle attack. The Beedrill started shooting his stinger at the trio of Misty, Togetic, and Azurill. With Pallet Town in sight, Togetic shot forward as fast as it could. Beedrill tried to strike again, but this time a stray ice beam hit and frozen it. Well, that's crummy timing, the hooded trainer said as the icicle fell down about hundreds of feet to the ground. Phew. I think we are in the clear, Misty said without knowing what she said was about to make the top 10 words before disaster strikes list, as Togetic was struck down by a stray flash cannon. Whenever trouble was about, the international police are on the case. Looker was on vacation in Alola when he got the call about the fugitive. You sure you got the name right? Said Looker. Positive. Ash Ketchum has been charged with 6 counts of crimes against humanity, Looker's superior said, as Looker spit out his beer can. What? True. A count for each time he caused a world-ending event. Also, we have another agent on the case too, made to lure in Ash with his trust in her, and please change your costume, he will notice you and probably try to flee, the superior said, before ending with, he is probably on par with champion Leon from Galar, and that's saying a lot. Noted. Will do, as Looker went into the bathroom to change into a new disguise. Looker took off his trench coat and formal suit and tie in exchange for some trousers, suspenders, another coat, and to add to this goofiness a fez, and a red bow tie. When he finished changing, he decided to check out the location he was at in the hopes that Ash was there, Mele Island. Mallow, is there by any chance a phone here? Ash questioned embarrassingly. There's one right here, Mallow said as she handed the phone over to Ash. Ash, in a rare moment of competency out of battle, was able to dial his mother, though she did not pick it up. Welp, maybe next time, Ash said as he was about to dash out the door. Wait, don't we need to come up with a strategy to clear your name? Kiave said. Oh, forgot about that. As everyone sans Ash did the classic anime fall at something stupid movement. Hunger is the second thing our hero realized. It took him most of the night to flee from Galar. Well, does anyone have any food? Ash questioned. As the rest of the Alolan gang quickly realized that they were too, but not before realizing they were at a restaurant. Wait, whose turn is it to pay anyway? Lana asked. At the same time, by some complete chance, a young woman whose shirt looked like it was ripped straight out of the 70s walked in. I will. The girl said, as she looked towards Ash and his Pikachu. After a few seconds, Ash and Pikachu still was not able to identify the person. The girl, sensing Pikachu's thoughts, was able to tell that the pair doesn't recognize her. "Well, I guess you don't recognize me, Ash," the girl said, before reminding him of how her Metagross nailed his Pikachu with a Hyper Beam during his Battle Frontier campaign. "Oh, you're the Salon Maiden, Annabelle, right?" Ash said. "Correct. Guys, this is Annabelle. She is someone I met during my time battling the Battle Frontier. She is a Frontier brain." "Alola, Annabelle," the gang said all together. Annabelle bought the meal for the group, and they all sent out their Pokemon to eat. This opportunity allowed Annabelle time to scout his current team. While they may look unordinary on the outside, she could sense that they were a part of his ultimate team. It appears his Grovyle evolved, and alongside him was the Infernape, what seemed to be a mix of Midnight and Midday form Linkorock, a Charizard, and lastly a Dracovish. She silently called for backup. Character bio. Misty, last name redacted. Pokemon, in party, town of birth. Cerulean City, Kanto occupation. Cerulean City gym leader. Togetic. Gyarados. Psyduck. Corsola. Staryu. Azurill. Current location. Somewhere between Pallet Town, Kanto, and Kanto Route 1. May and Max were just running, not really knowing who is friend or foe at this point, when they stopped to take a break. Serena was not that far behind and caught up to the siblings just as they were sitting down on Hoenn Route 104. "Why were y'all fleeing?" Serena asked. At this moment May and Max realized that Serena probably was not trying to apprehend them or anything. "Well," May begun to say. "We are kinda being hunted down by several evil teams, much like the ones we just fought," Max blurted. "They invaded our little home, while we were about to watch the championship match between an old friend and the Galarian champion," May said. "Our father, the mighty Petalburg gym leader, Norman, fended them off, while we escaped," Max added. "That was when we found out our family was being hunted down just because." Tears flooded May's face, as she tried to come up with words. "I wanted to travel and I ran into a boy from Pallet Town, and now because of my choice, I made my family into a walking target." "It's okay, May, how could we have known that Ash was a walking evil team magnet?" Max said as he tried to calm down his older sister. "Wait, did you say Ash?" Serena questioned. "Like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town?" Serena furthered her question. "Yes," Max said wearily as he prepared to have Trico attack if the girl decided to go for the kill. "I traveled with him during his adventures in Kalos." Which suddenly flipped both May and Max's trust for Serena. They have been receiving infrequent letters from Ash since they departed from Kanto, and as a result they have heard about his misadventures throughout the regions he traveled, alongside the people he traveled with too. Unova, Kalos, and Alola sure seemed like fun places to go. Maybe they should have stayed for the ride. "First thing is we probably need to find a way to get the heck out of here," May said. "Anyone got any flying-type Pokemon?" Serena questioned. "No," replied the siblings. "This is going to be a little harder, but I think we can do this," Serena said. The Team Rocket trio were just about to head after the twerp, when their boss called them. "It's a message from the boss," the guy with the blue hair said. "Hurry up and pick up the phone," James, the female with long pink said replied. Okay, James replied, as he picked up the Rotom phone. "You have done a fine job, you three. I think I may make you guys my new admins." Giovanni smirked. That was enough to set the trio into another one of their Giovanni fantasies, again. But there is only one thing left to do: return to headquarters for a new assignment. "Yes, sir," the trio replied. "Excellent. Giovanni out." The phone call ended as the Team Rocket trio were all pumped up excitement their boss may finally give them a promotion. I wonder what the assignment will be. James wondered. I think that we are going to lead a squadron of Team Rocket, Jesse boldly proclaimed. Maybe I will become the boss's new lap cat. Meowth thought. Wobbuffet. Team Rocket then changed course for Kanto in the Meowth balloon, dreaming about what Giovanni could possibly want to assign them. However, whatever their desires were, a surprise would be in store for the trio when they returned to Kanto. A few months ago, Giovanni was hunting down the remains of Team Plasma, when he and his most elite soldiers broke into an Unobnan Supermax prison. He was looking for one person, Jetsis, the fool that tried to take control of Unova in one fell swoop, but like himself he was defeated by that Ketchum brat. Giovanni was walking by several cells, while his team fiercely fought off the guards, until he ran into the green-haired tyrant. So, I suppose you're the tyrant who was laid to rest by Ash Ketchum? Giovanni asked with a little bit of salt on the side. That Ash Ketchum shall pay for what he did, Jetsis said mighty crazily. That is exactly what I intend to do. So Jetsis, will you join me? Giovanni calmly asked. Yes, I will join you and kill that Ketchum boy. Jetsis said with a burning passion. Just one thing. Don't cross me or else you're going end up just like him. Got it. Giovanni said. Got it. Jetsis replied. Both men knew that by the end of this Jetsis will try to overthrow Giovanni, which is why Giovanni is having a team construct an ultimate weapon, a Pokemon that has been genetically engineered to both be strong and obey his every command, Mewtwo.
Hey guys, if you like this video, please do one thing, like it, share it with your those friends who love to watch Pokemon or any fanfic of anime which are related to specific genres. So please do that and turn on the bell icon for notification of these any other series which are still ongoing on channel. Thanks for watching.